Hello fellow modelers, Bruce here. You know, we've looked at model manufacturers of old over a number of videos, but all of them have been manufacturers of structures. And I thought this time I would do one of the older manufacturers of rolling stock and some vehicles, particularly trucks. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. But that manufacturer is Ulrich. And you can see here boxes that are examples from two different phases of the lifespan of Ulrich. On the left, you see some of the original boxing when it was an independent company. And they date back to, I guess, about the early 60s. And then on the right, you see the iteration of Ulrich once they became a division of Walthers. And I would think at this point we're into the 70s. And we'll take a look at what's in these boxes in a minute. Let me say that once we look at what's in the boxes, I'll show you some still shots of some construction photos of two bay hoppers that I put together that were Ulrich models. And I'll give you an idea of what goes into building one of these kits. All right, let's open up these boxes now and see what Ulrich models look like. Okay, starting with some of the older kits first. Let's see what we got. One of these kits I only picked up, about 3 weeks ago or so when I was giving some clinics at the fall convention of the NMRA's North Central region, and that was held in Fort Wayne, Indiana this year, and they had a kind of like a white elephant table, and there was an Ulrich model there, and I picked it up. And I'll show you what that is in a minute. But let's look at this kit first. It is a composite gondola with trucks. And again, dates back about to the 1960s. Inside is a set of Champ decals for Pennsylvania. And I would imagine they were put in there by the first owner of this kit because that's just my guess, but it might have come with the original packaging, I don't know. What Ulrich was known for was metal kits. These are metal sides. If I tapped them a little bit with something else metal, you'll hear that. I don't want to chip paint, but those are metal. And you can see it is a gondola that is, let's see, 53 feet long about. So those are the sides. Here's the instructions. Here are the ends, unpainted, interestingly enough. Usually everything is painted the same color. Here's a pair of trucks. Here's the underbody, which in this case is wood, which is not all that typical of Ulrich kits. And this is wood for the underbody, and these are for the cross pieces. So, yeah, this one here, wood and metal design with some painting necessary here. There are some, I see a brake wheel, I see some brake equipment underneath there, and so forth. All right. Now, depending on the era that we're talking about, assembling the metal sides to each other was either done with screws provided, and I'll show you, I think I have a kit here that shows that, or they would suggest that you use two-part epoxy. Today you could use some gel-type ACC, and I've had luck using on kits like this kind of a composite of ACC and Walther's Goo, which is a contact cement. And what I do then is put Walther's Goo on one side of the joint, very thin layer of it with a toothpick, and the liquid ACC actually on the other side that's going to join with it, and you put them together and hold it for a little while, and once that ACC sets, you're not going to get that joint apart. So that's a tip that I got from some fellow modelers, and works quite well. So here's the instructions that show you where on the underbody you have to cut and glue various wood pieces. And it's a 52.5 foot composite gondola. Shows you putting the end in place. And it has a date on it that it says revised March 1st, 1963. On the back they show a few other offerings, and they did have quite a line of different kinds of gondolas and different types of hopper cars. Okay. So we'll talk more about that later. I will say that on the Ulrich kits that I have put together, I had no trouble putting newer KD couplers in place with minimal alteration to the coupler box. This is that kit I just picked up, and it's a automatic triple hopper kit, and has some interesting differences here. So it's 3-bay hopper and total metal underbody, and unless the previous owner has done some work on it, this one has minimal flash on it. I see a little bit that would have to be cleaned up, but not much. Here's a hole that doesn't go all the way through because of some flash that would need some drilling. And I can feel a little bit of roughness that a file would take care of. Some parts here that I'm not going to open up right now, but I'll show you the sides, which are metal and are painted for the Minneapolis and St. Louis Railroad, and as most of these kits are, quite nicely painted and quite sharp detail on it. So I've always been happy with my hopper kits when I put them together. And one thing's for sure, you don't have to worry about putting any extra weight to get it up to NMRA standards. Here's a pair of Ulrich trucks that they packaged in here, and those are usually fairly decent. But the other thing I wanted to show you about this particular kit, because they use the term automatic, what does that mean? Well, when you're installing the doors onto the bottoms here of these chutes, you're also putting in a spring that kind of goes between those doors and holds them closed. And after you've assembled the kit, and I'll show you that here's an example of a kit that you're holding certain things together with self-tapping screws rather than glue. They provide this dump load trip that you install between the tracks, and it has 2 wheel stops on it. So this is your dump track, and you'll install this on it, and as I say, 2 wheel stops, and as the car goes over there, it trips that spring and opens those doors on the hopper, and your load would drop out. So you could actually have a real unloading situation if you wished. So this, we're talking about, again, circa, the early 1960s. Actually, this has a date of October of '56. October of '56. And on the back, they have a picture of many of their other products. And again, hopper cars of various types. This is a stock car, a box car, a flat car with one of their Ulrich trailers on it. all kinds of different cars that they have, and they sold trucks separately. And as I mentioned to you, they also manufactured a line of vehicles. And I know I have an Ulrich truck kit someplace packed away, but I couldn't find it for this video. So I would say this. I do not pass up an Ulrich kit that I see at a train show. Because quite frankly, they make up into dandy little either vehicles, or if it's their trucks, or rolling stock. And they weigh nice, they roll nice on the tracks, and I think they stand up to the test of time. I don't think you could pick out, if I showed you a string of my hoppers, and mix the Ulrich metal ones in with some more modern styrene ones, that you'd be able to tell the difference. All right, let's take a look at real quickly some cars from that point in time when they were a division of Walthers. I think you can see that down on the bottom of this box. Walthers continued to use the metal casting dies that they provided, and so here we have general service gondola with trucks, and it belonged to NJZX, the New Jersey Zinc Company. When I saw this, I had to jump on it, and I'll tell you why. We lived in northern New Jersey. About 25 minutes away was the zinc mine from New Jersey Zinc, and that operated well into my lifetime. It only shut down, quite frankly, because the powers that be in the town thought that they could make more taxes off of New Jersey Zinc. There was still, according to New Jersey Zinc, maybe another 10 years worth of zinc down in the mine. Zinc prices had fallen. And when they tried to raise the taxes, the company finally got to the point where it said, we're not going to make any money. And they walked away from the mine. Once they stopped pumping water out of the mine filled up with water up to the water table level. But the first couple levels are open as part of a museum now, and we have visited it several times independently as a family, and a couple times with the Garden State Division of the NMRA. It is a fantastic tour. If you live in Pennsylvania or New York State or New Jersey, anywhere that's within, I would say, 2 hours of northern New Jersey, you should really look up the hours for the New Jersey Zinc Mine and take that tour. It is well worth your time. The side frames, not the side frames, but the sides of this gondola are metal once again, and although they're in plastic and you might have trouble seeing it, this is the New Jersey Zinc oval, their logo. Again, we had the underframe here and actually the base of the gondola. We have the ends and the doors and so forth for the bottom, and trucks and instructions, and I will make this up into a great kit. Still trying to figure out whether I have space to put some simulation of the zinc mine on the layout, on the new layout. Let's see, what was the zinc mine serviced by? The zinc mine was serviced by the Lehigh and Hudson River Railroad, I believe. And my final kit here, this again is from the Walthers era, is another general service gondola without trucks. Let's just see what we got here. And it's main central, and the sides are painted, and it's labeled for the main central. Once again, the metal underframes, pretty much the same kit as the zinc mine, but this time for the main central. So yeah, I've made a few up, and I have at least 4. I think I probably have more stashed someplace, but as I said, if I see them, I buy them. They are worthy of your time. And you know, if you've built these old Ulrich models, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of them. You know, I love them. That's all I can tell you. And you know, at some point in the near future, I'll build 1 or 2 of these and we'll do a video on it, and you can see what it's like putting them together. You do need, depending on how old the molds were, the flashing continues to increase, and you need to, you know, do more filing to get them into shape. But what I'll do now is I will include some build pictures of 2 2-bay Ulrich hoppers that I made. I think one is Delaware and Hudson, and the other one I think is New York Central, and give you an idea of how much flash comes on some of them. Here, these very little flash on any of these castings, but those hoppers, one of them was worse than the other. So, all right, that'll do it for this video. So, as always, I ask you that if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have some experience with Ulrich, leave a comment. Alrighty, talk to you again soon.